Okay. We are observing Kartik VRATA. Generally, we used to hear in this session Gajendra Moksha, but this year we changed. We are hearing Shikastaka and Upadesamrita. We already finished Shikastaka, 8 verses with the commentaries of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Prabhupada. And there it was written in the beginning of Upadesamrita that this Shikastaka was fully realized by Rupa Goswami. So he also wrote in his own words instructions. They're actually coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but in the words of Rupa Goswami, this Upadesamrita. It is very essential for all those who are serious for bhajan. Gauriya bhajan. Rupanuga bhajan means followers of Rupa Goswami. It is very essential. Those who are sahajiyas, they don't like Upadesamrita. They think it is like Yamaraj. Prabhupada wrote in commentary to the first verse. It is true that ultimately we have to attain the service of Radharani, which is stated in last 3 verses. But there is a gradual procedure to reach that platform actually. By imagination we can try to jump, but we will not get the real fruit. Real fruit we can get by following instructions of Rupa Goswami, who is dearest of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in first verse we heard Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that 6-fold Sharanagati is there to accept what is favorable, to reject what is unfavorable, to accept Krishna as maintainer, protector, humbleness and offering everything to him. So first and second verse, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, they are about what we have to give up, which is unfavorable for devotion. First verse, Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udara upasta vegam, etan vegam, jo vishaheta dhira, sarvam apivim pritivin sashishat. There are 6 urges of speech, mind, anger, tongue, belly, and genitals. All conditioned souls, they are slaves of these 6 urges, and they are causing great disturbance. And also in Karma Kant section of the Vedas and Jnana Kant, there is also instruction that this should be controlled. Otherwise one cannot progress. And in devotion also, this is there. It is not direct devotion, but it is necessary to practice this in order to enter into the temple of devotion. So there, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that sadhakas, those who have awakened faith in Krishna and got association of bona fide sadhus and taken shelter of Guru, and they have accepted bhajana kriya, for them this Upadesamrita is written, not for all. Only those who are eligible for bhakti. So there he wrote, devotees need not practice what karma kandis, they give procedures or jnanis to control this, but they have to take full shelter of Harinam, gradually chanting and giving effort to give up all offenses, 10 offenses to the name, and also sadhu sangha. Then by the power of these 2, one will be able to completely and permanently control these 6 urges by positively engaging. Prabhupada in commentary he wrote, speaking we should speak about Krishna only and things related to the service of Krishna. Then by this, it will be possible to give up that rubbish speech, other things. And mind, we should think of Krishna, Radha Krishna, Lila, Nam Rup Gun Lila, think of, then that will remove all that urge of mind for so many desires and so many plans we are all the time making. All the time some plan must be there. So unbridled mind we have to control. How? By thinking of Krishna. You remember Ambarish Maharaj. It is stated there how he got that pure devotion to Krishna. Savaimana Krishna Padara Vindayur. First it is mentioned, he engaged his mind to think of the lotus feet of Krishna. Then anger is due to unfulfilled desires, selfish material desires, then anger will come. But devotees should give up such anger. We heard Dhruva Maharaj was video image. See, this is what happens. Dhruva Maharaj, Radhika video imaš uključen. Dhruva, he was advised by his stepmother, his mother, Suniti. Yes, you worship Supreme Lord, as Suruchi told, but you should not be angry to your stepmother or to your father, thinking they are the cause of your suffering. No, you are reaping the fruits of your own actions. They are doing wrong, but they are not the cause of your suffering. You are getting the fruit of your previous actions given by Supreme Lord. They are only instrumental. No one else can give a result of action. Only Krishna can give. So if you will have this hostile mentality to Suruchi or your father or anyone in this world, then your worship of Supreme Lord will not be successful. You have to understand that whatever suffering we are getting from others, it is the same suffering which we inflicted upon others previously. Maybe not in this life, in some previous life. Krishna knows everything. Without him giving the fruit, no one can do anything. So that type of anger has to be given up, that urge of anger. But devotees, they, and later on also, when he was already got darshan of Narayan and lost all other desires, but Narayan said still, I will give you that kingdom. Later on, you will reach me at the end of your life. So Dhruva was a king. So when the Yakshas attacked his brother and killed, then it was his duty as a king to protect the citizens, and he was killing so many Yakshas, but because he's a devotee, they all got promoted to superior planets. But still, Swayambhuva Manu appeared there and told him, you are killing too many. It is not good to be violent, angry for devotee. That is not befitting. So you should refrain from this. Then Dhruva gave up that. That was to show by example. So that type of anger or cruelty or violence or hostility to anyone due to unfulfilled desires or due to falsely blaming them for suffering, then that will not be satisfying to Supreme Lord. It is a kind of offense. Now, during Kartik VRATA in Bhajan Rahasya, we are in second period. Their anarthas are written. 4 types of anartha. Sarubram, Asatrishna, Hriddaurbalya, and Aparat. Sarubram means misconception of self. From this come other. That is Asatrishna, thirst for non-eternal things. It is due to false ego. That false ego is like a fog, but when we are misidentifying, we think it is very concrete. But by bhajan, you can see it is only cover. It is not, it is like a fog. You have to pass through and not be influenced. But when we are under, then it is very concrete. So, Asatrishna is due to misconception of self. And Hriddaurbalya, weakness of heart, many weakness of heart. There, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained, and also Aparat. In the Aparat, he spoke about 10 Nama Aparat, then 6 Vaishnava Aparat, Seva Aparat, Dhama Aparat, all this. And he said, even cruel activity or behavior to any jiva, even if not devotee. Generally, cruelty to like other living entities is sin, but same thing to Vishnu and Vaishnava, that is aparat. But there he mentioned even any kind of cruel activity to any jiva, living entity, will also be considered as aparat because Supreme Lord is displeased with that. So that we have to give up. But devotees, they will use anger properly. Krodha Bhakta Dveshi Jane. Those who are hostile to devotees, to them you should use anger. So that they will know what they are doing is wrong, and others will also know. That is for the service of Krishna usage. Also, Narad Goswami, we are hearing now in Damodar Lila, Narad Goswami also used anger to Nalakuver and Manigriv, because they were shameless and intoxicated and proud of their wealth and high positions, so they misbehaved with sadhu, and they were ruining themselves by that thing. So Narad became angry and cursed them. But that anger is proper anger. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in Bhagavatam, he explained, these are the qualities of bona fide guru. Tasmad gurum prapadeta jigyasa shreya uttamam shabde parecha nishnatam brahmani upasamashrayam, 11th canto. So there he said, guru must have knowledge of all shastra and also be realized soul. Brahmanishta. Then how aspirants will know? They can see whether he knows shastra, they can check. But how they will know whether he has the realization or not? Then there Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave one clue, that by observing the character of Gurudev, that pariksha, examination, Guru should not come under the influence of anger and lust and greed and these things. He may use them, and he gave example of Narad Goswami. He may use anger, but that is different thing. He is not under the influence. So here also in first verse of Upadesamrita, who can govern the world, or who can instruct the world, or who can accept disciples? He must have control over these 6 urges. Otherwise not. He is not eligible. And these 6 urges, so anger can be used. Then tongue, there it is written, by honoring prasad, one can control. Krishna Boradoya Moy Koribare Jiva Joy. Sa prasad on Diluvai. He gave us prasad so that we can get victory over tongue. And belly, not to eat too much. That is, have to take prasad as much as necessary for your bhajan, and also observing all fasting days, Ekadashis and Janmashtami, those Ram Navami, that fasting. And genitals, there are two. One is for renunciates, one is for household. Renunciates, they will not think. Householders, they may do as per scriptural injunctions, married life, those regulations which are given by scriptures and guru. But outside of that, avaida, that is unfavorable, it will destroy devotion. So these 6 urges, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, one can control by engaging in devotional service, mainly chanting Harinam, giving up offenses, and sadhu sangha. Then he will get that power to tolerate this gradually. It will not be possible all of a sudden. It is stated in Bhagavatam, Ambarish Maharaj, he became pure devotee. But there it is stated, by performing sadhana, gradually he could get. That is why also in this 3rd verse we will see the patience should be there. So then in 2nd verse, again, what is to be given up? Atyahara prayasascha prajalpanyamagraha janasangascha laulyamcha sharavida bhakti binashyati. It will be destroyed. Devotion will be destroyed. If one indulges in these 6 faults, Atyahara means overeating. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained, it does not mean only tongue, like overeating, but it means any of the senses. Over collecting, like eyes want to see some beautiful form, ears want to hear some music, and any of the senses trying to over collect this material enjoyment and articles beyond your necessity for service, that will destroy devotion. Atyahara, prayasa, some useless endeavors, huge projects, unnecessary for devotees. If you do that, I want to be world champion in something, or then you have to train so much, or you want to something with some effort is necessary, but it is useless. So that kind of prayas is not good. Prajalpa, everyone knows prajalpa means unnecessary, worldly talk, gossiping, all things. Everything except Krishna Katha, or that which is related to the service of Krishna, everything is prajalpa. So we should control that. We say we have no time to chant, and I am so much sleepy, I will have to go to sleep. But if there is some gossiping, then we can stay awake whole night if necessary. For that we have time. And Prajalpaniyamagraha, we should not follow rules of other adhikar, like for karma, gyan, yoga, or other things. Also in devotion, we have to follow those rules which are for our present eligibility stage. Not jump ahead, otherwise we will fall. Or also not be like slackened to follow those rules which are necessary for you, Guru given. Then another is you are fanatically following rules, not knowing the purpose behind it. Purpose, that Padma Puran, Smartavyo Satatam Vishnu, Bismartavyo na Jatuchit, Sarve Vidhi Nisheda Eva Sur Kinkara, something like that. The point is, what is to be done and what is not to be done is given in Padma Puran. Always you should think of Krishna and never you should forget him. Prescription is to remember Krishna, prohibition is to not forget him. And there it is, Sarve Vidhi Nisheda Sur Eva Kinkara. All rules and regulations in Shastra given, they are for this purpose, to bring you to this, to remember Krishna, never to forget him. And if there is anything which is not mentioned in Shastra, but it will remind you of Krishna, that can be done. If there is something not mentioned in Shastra, but will make you forget Krishna, that is prohibited. So our Gurudev gave example of that Govinda, servant of Mahaprabhu. He was serving Mahaprabhu by massaging. Then one day Mahaprabhu was sleeping on the door there and playing the pastime of being too much tired. And Govinda could not enter inside to massage feet because you should not step above. Then he put one chadar and he jumped and served Mahaprabhu. But then he stayed inside. Then after, when Mahaprabhu woke up, he said, Govinda, you took prasad? He said, no. Why not? It is very late. He said, how I can jump over you? How I can come? Mahaprabhu, how you came in? They said, I came like this. Why you cannot go out like that? He said, no, that was for my necessity. I jumped over to serve you. So in this, the purpose is important, not the rule by itself, but you have to understand the purpose. Like if you are doing archan inside temple, that puja with articles, there door is closed, everything is closed, and you have to do all the prayers and establish articles and offer 16 things and abhishek, everything. So that requires time. And Gayatri also, 1 hour and a half if you do complete. That time it is stated rule, you should not come out. It will be offense. You have to finish puja, then you can come out, not during puja. But if suddenly the pujari is doing inside, suddenly Gurudev is coming and he's calling that brahmachari, where are you? Then he has to come out. Should not follow that rule. Because by the grace of Guru, by taking permission of Guru, we can do puja. So now Guru requires something for seva. So we have to come out that time. Then Guru may say, oh, you are inside. Okay, you go and finish, then later you come. But if something is necessary, then that is there. Also, our Gurudev explained one lady, devotee, she was not disciple of our Gurudev, but of Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. So she was generally chanting 64 rounds. Then, on her Guru's like general instruction, she was doing Brajamandal Parikrama with our party, our Gurudev. So she said to our Gurudev that I am finding difficulty to chant 64 rounds. Because there are so many programs, Harikatha by Vaishnavas, Aratis, then Parikrama, Kirtan, they are hearing that about that holy place. What I can do, I'm thinking to stay back in the camp, Then Guru said, no, what is the purpose of all sadhanas, all forms of sadhanas is to get remembrance. If you will do loudly kirtan with pure devotees, and all the time you are hearing the glories of that place, and you are hearing pure Harikatha from lotus mouth of devotees, then you will get the purpose of sadhana, you will get remembrance of Krishna, and you will get it more than if you would remain alone in your room and chant, because now your mind is not attentive to Harinam. You will get more benefit if you attend all those programs with exalted devotees than your that solitary practice. You can, for the time of this Brajamandal Parikrama, you can reduce your fixed number of chanting. You can reduce, but don't give up those programs. You reduce. And you take this association, you will get more remembrance. When Brajamandal Parikrama will finish, then you come back to that. So the purpose we have to see. So if we fanatically follow rules for the rules' sake, not understanding what is the actual purpose, then we may follow for the following sake, and we may lose the benefit if we misapply. So there you will find in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation in that Bhakti Alok essays, he explained about this also. So by hearing from Guru and inquiring or senior devotees, they will explain to us these things. So Niyamagraha Jana Sangha means association with non-devotees. There are many types, Mayavadis, Yoshit Sangi, those who are engaged in sexual enjoyment, and those who are associating with them. And Dharma Dvajis means pretenders. They outwardly, they wear the signs of they are very religious persons, sadhus like this, but inside they have other motives, then that is not good. Gorkishore Das Babaji also, he showed this. One great, not great, famous Bhagavat speaker in Navadip, he wanted to get more money and more name and fame if he can make people see that even Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, who was known as a great exalted devotee, will come to my Bhagavat path. So he was inviting Gorkishore Das Babaji repeatedly, but Babaji did not reply even. Then that Bhagavat speaker, he made that some followers there, Seva Gorkishore Das Babaji, with them, he made arrangement that he will come there where Gorkishore Das Babaji is staying to have Bhagavat path. So Babaji was Paramahansa, he is doing his own thing, bhajan. Then that was going on, and that Seva Gorkishore Das Babaji, they were all very impressed by that music, nice synthesizer, all these things. But then when that was finished, the purpose Babaji Maharaj knows. Later he said to his sevaks, now you clean this place with cow dung. Then he said, why? It is very sacred place, Bhagavat Katha was here. Then Gorkishore Das Babaji said, you heard Bhagavat Katha? I did not hear any Bhagavat Katha. I only heard money, 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 money. Why? Because that was his target. So that is not Harikatha, although outwardly nice shlokas, everything Sanskrit going on, but real devotee, they can see in the heart what is his purpose. There Krishna cannot come. Ata Shri Krishna Namadin Navad Grajyam Indriya Sevan Mukhi Jivadav Swayam Aspurtera. If one is inclined to serve, then Krishna will come. Otherwise not. So if other targets are there, that is not Bhagavat. He said that is aparat. You have to purify this place now. So they are dharma dvajis, outwardly like, but for other purpose than other non-devotees. So that one has to give up. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained that only like human behavior, like you come to shop, then you have to speak with that person, or you are in job, you have to speak, like that is not considered as Sangha. Sangha means if intimately you associate with exchange of heart thoughts and food and requirements, all this. That type you should not do with those things, but what is necessary for worldly matters, you are using for Krishna, job, everything, that is not considered as Sangha. And Laulya means greed, to know everything you want to know, what they are doing, what is their conception, and going there, yeah, this is good, fickle-mindedness also all. So this has to be given up again only by engaging in devotional service, collecting for Krishna his articles, then associating with devotees and speaking of Krishna, all this. So we come up to this point, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he for every Shikastaka verse, he wrote one song, which we are singing now during Kartik, and also for Upadesamrita, he wrote songs. So here, in relation to this verse, Hori hai arter sanchaya bishaya prayase Anna kata prajalpane an adhikar niyamagrahe asat sanga sanghatane astir siddhante rohinu mojia Hori bhakti roilo dure ehridoye matra parhing samada pratishta satataspure. O Lord, accumulating wealth, endeavoring for worldly ends, discussing topics unrelated to you, following rules meant for persons in other stages, associating with non-devotees, and being fickle-minded, I have remained absorbed in these faults, and devotion to you has remained far away from me. Only vengefulness, pride, desire for prestige, and deceit arise in my heart. Parahimsa means this. Revenge, vengefulness. We are singing that song. Pratihimsa teji, anye korovi palom, in Shikastaka song. Esop agraha charite narinu, apon doshete mori. Janama bipol hoilo amar, ekon ki kori hori. I have not been able to abandon any of these attachments, and I now die because of my own faults. My birth has become useless. What should I do now, O Lord? Amito patita pavan. Amito patita. No, sorry. Amito patita pavan. Tomar pavitra nam. Se sambandha dhori tomara charane. Sharana loinu ham. Yes. Amito patit. Patit pavan tomar pavitra nam. Se sambandha dhori tomara charane. Sharana loinu ham. Yes. I am fallen, Amitopatit, but your pure name is the purifier of the fallen. Embracing this relationship, I have taken shelter at your feet. This song. So, taking shelter of Supreme Lord, it is possible to be rescued. We are singing that song. Ohe Vaishnava Thakur, Dwaya Sagar, Tomara Charana Dhari. Then Eda se koruna kori, Then next will come Chaya Bega Domi, Chaya Dosha Shodhi. This one, Chaya Dosh. These are Chaya Dosh. Chaya Beg, we heard 6 urges. And Chaya Dosh are these. Atyahara Prayasa Praja, this. And Chaya Guno Deho Dase, Chaya Sat Sangha, Deho Hyamare, Bosechi Sangero Ashe. So this is the solution. We have to take complete shelter of pure devotee. One who is himself free of all this. He is fully dedicated to Krishna, free of all false self and all this false everything. He can help us. We have to take his shelter. The sadhu will help us. We have to do our own effort, follow his instruction, but he will give us strength, encouragement, and also guidance. And we have to engage in the service of Krishna as per his instruction. Then gradually we can come out from that. So this now Chaya Guno Deho Dase. Chaya Gun come in this next verse, Upadesamrita verse 3. Utsahan Nishchay Darja Tatat Karma Pravartana Sangatyaga Satovriteh Sadbir Bhaktih Prasiddhati. Enthusiasm, conviction, perseverance, engaging in favorable activities, giving up bad association, following the conduct of the great souls. Devotion is nourished by these 6 qualities. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, first he gives a translation in the form of song. Anukulya Sankalper Chaya Angasar Utsaha Vishwash Dhaurya Tatat Karma Ar Sangatyak Sadhu Briti Korile Ashroy Bhakti Jog Siddhi Lobe Sarva Shastre Koy. Yes. All the scriptures say that if you take shelter in the 6 most important aspects of accepting the favorable, that is enthusiasm, conviction, perseverance, engaging in favorable activities, abandoning bad association, and following the conduct of the sadhus, then you will attain perfection in the practice of devotion. This we see in the life histories of great devotees like Dhruva, fully following what his mother advised him, what Narad Gurudev told him. He got perfection. Prahlad Maharaj also, Ambarish Maharaj, Haridas Thakur, they all showed by their example. Raghunath Das Goswami, they are all liberated souls, but they are teaching us by their example. So that this is necessary. There we see also in Raghunath Das Goswami's example, he wanted to join Mahaprabhu, but Mahaprabhu said, no, not now. That is not for you now. Gradually you can come out of this material existence. For now, you don't become mad and don't be like a monkey, renounce it. You go back to your house, you follow Jukta Vairagya, and you worship Krishna inside. Outwardly behave like normal Varnashrami. Antaranishta koro, bhajya log vyavahar. So then when time will come, then Krishna will rescue you. He will show you the way. Raghunath Das Goswami was trying to escape, but he was always caught. So Mahaprabhu told, then Krishna will reveal to you when the time will come for you. But you have to follow this. Like if you are in first class in school, when you get your lessons and then when you pass the exam, then automatically you are eligible for going to second class. At that time you will get that teaching. Why guru or teacher will give you further lesson if you did not catch this one? So there are steps. So first Mahaprabhu told you do this. He had to do. Then when he accomplished that step or that stage, then Krishna showed and he came to Puri. And there also many stages he showed. And then in Brindavan also he came, and ultimately Radhakunda. So they're showing this patience and proper following of this. Bhakti anustane utsaher prayojan, bhakti te bishwash drida dhorya avalamban, je karma korile hoy bhaktir ulas, je karma jibon jatra nirvahe prayas. Enthusiasm for devotional practice, firm conviction in devotion, perseverance, activities by which devotion develops, and activities by which one's life is maintained are all necessary. Je karma jibon jatra nirvahe prayas. This is necessary, this type of prayas, only for the sake of maintenance so that you can do devotion. That is also eighth limb of devotion in Bhaktirasamrita Sindhu. You will find should not accept too much material things, also not too less, but those which are necessary for your devotional service. Should not neglect or think that like so much things are necessary. Asat sanga tyage hoy sanga vivarjan, sadachar sadhu riti sarvada palan. Give up association by rejecting bad association and always follow the conduct and practices of the sadhus. Tyagi bhiksha joge argrihi dharma shroye, koribe jibon jatra savadana hoye. Renunciates should carefully maintain their lives by begging, and householders should do so by following the codes for proper conduct. Once I was new in Chandigarh, the year 2000, after Kartik VRATA, I had to go home. So I was very sad. Then I prayed to Gurudev that I have to go. With great sadness, I expressed. Then he said, Krishna is everywhere. His devotees also were everywhere. Don't be disappointed. And then I also asked him, what is the most necessary thing for devotee to give up? Then Gurudev said that verse, Asat Sanga Tyaga Ei Vaishnavachar. Stri Sangi Ek Asadu Krishna Bhakta Ar. Most important is to give up bad association of those non-devotees. Then he said, but you cannot do that unless you accept the association of devotees. You associate with devotees. He said, I saw there are many devotees there in Slovenia. When I was there, I saw you serve them. So Gurudev tried to encourage me. So that is important. You see in the second verse and in the third verse, in 2 times it is repeated, to give up bad association. Now in prose, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining, maintaining one's life and practicing devotion are both necessary for devotees. That this is based on there in Bhagavatam, in the beginning, when they are asking Sutta Goswami, that there he says, I forgot the Tattva Jigyasa is the second part. The first part is you have to take care of your health, or for survival, and tattva jigyasa. You have to inquire into absolute truth. These two are duties of human being. Should not do only one. Then you will have problem. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur will explain. In the first half of this verse, activities that are favorable to the practice of devotion are prescribed, and in the second half, the way devotees should maintain their lives is prescribed. Devotion is perfected by utsaha nishchaya dorya, practices that are nourishing to devotion, tat karma pravartana, sangatyak and sadachar or sadvriti. Utsaha means eagerness for devotional practice. By indifference, devotion is lost. So this utsaha is necessary, but our Gurudev explained that conditioned souls, they pass through so many lives in other species also, because we wanted to enjoy this world, became averse to Krishna, wanted to enjoy, so Krishna had to fulfill. So we passed so many 8 million births in other species. So those samskaras, those propensities for eating, sleeping, mating, defending, enjoyment, they are there. And it is like addiction. So it's not easy to give up. And there is no liking to do bhajan, because that jaundice is there. This is in 7th verse. And Gurudev told, even those who came to sadhus and accepted devotion, they will have waves. Sometimes bad wave will come, wave of bad thoughts, like I want to enjoy this world, those habits and those, they will come. And sometimes that wave will come. This is all non-eternal. It is not right thing. I am eternal servant of Krishna. I should worship him. I should serve him. So this moment of good thoughts will come. They're always like this, waves. That is why sometimes beginners, when they're in good wave, they become proud also, enthusiastic. But then that wave will come. Then they will be surprised, sometimes discouraged too much. So Gurudev told, these waves are coming. So when you are in bad wave, then you try to control that. Don't indulge. At least you have to try. You try to engage in bhajan and don't indulge in that. If you will freely indulge, then that momentum will increase next time. But if you try to control by engaging in the service of Krishna, even if you will fail, still you will do, but that effort will not go in vain. Next time that bad wave will come with lesser force. If you sincerely try it. And when there is good wave, you do bhajan as much as possible, with great enthusiasm, because that will also not last. But if you with full power engage it, then this wave will come next time with greater velocity. So like this you have to practice. And great factor is sadhu sangha. Then if you practice in this way, then that bad wave will be lesser and lesser, and this good wave will be more and more. Then when only good thoughts will remain, then you will become a realized soul. But you have to do penance. That is sadhana stage. So with enthusiasm we have to do, but we lose that enthusiasm. So that time we have to take sadhu sangha, or if sadhu sangha not available, then shastra. Somehow we have to try to that. So tomorrow, time is today over. Tomorrow we will hear further about So practice with adoration is utsaha. Tomorrow we'll hear further Manishcha and Dorjat, those things.